All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, Bahashem Ha Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who we learned this truth from. And shalom to all the other brothers out there on the highways and byways, and your hopeful elect. All right, so I wanted to see if I can get a nice little series of videos started on the MARK of the BEAST, the Revelation 13 and 16, because I always feel like I miss something. It's always something I think about later that I want to, there's little details here and there that I want to talk about. So, I'll just make smaller videos, keep it quick and simple, but detailed at the same time. So this is a word that I've recently learned about within the last couple of years, which is charagma, which goes back to the Greek, simply translated as the MARK of the BEAST. But I want to break it down a little more. If you look down here, if you look in the Strong's dictionary, the 5480, which reminds me, I gotta get I gotta download that. But it talks about the charagma, a scratcher and etching, a stamp as a badge of servitude or sculptured figure. So, during the Roman times, you know how you would stamp cattle to show ownership, which was at the time was outside the skin. You kind of burned onto the flesh, you seared it, but we're talking about 2024 now, which everything is digital. So when you're thinking about all the technology that's out and the way everything tracks and traces, and nowadays, like, they got everybody using their palm or their phones or their debit card, that's slowly getting people trained and accustomed to, putting their hand up to a scanner. You used to be able to slide your debit card. Now you just tap it, or you use your phone. And every time you go to pay for something, it's like it tells you to scan the CHIP, which is getting your mind ready, so when this thing comes out, this RFID CHIP, you're not going to think too much of it. So I wanted to bring out these different definitions, but the one that stood out was to make an incision, to lop off, or a part to make any sign of distinction, as to MARK sheep or cattle by cuts in their ears. So there's lots of different almost anything can be a mark, but this charagma, this MARK in Revelation 13 and 16, it's talking about, the modern day stamp of approval or stamp of servitude. And since everything is digital, it only makes sense to have a digital CHIP inside of your body. That way, you know, and they're gonna say things like, oh, you can't, try to make you feel comfortable with it, like, oh, it's the size of a grain of rice, as if that makes it any better. Like, you can't get your identity stolen because it's inside you, or you can open up your car door, or pay anything with your hand. It's all about control, brothers. Like, don't let them fool you into taking this thing. You take this thing, you're gonna be destroyed. You know, you might as well let these devils do what they gotta do, instead of pissing off the Most High Yahweh and letting Him destroy you. Because the scriptures talk about, don't be afraid what man can do to the body, but be afraid of who can destroy the body and the soul, which is the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing. So lucky, I should have had that ready, but I just thought of it. Let me now you see this picture right here. This is one of those things that kind of gets people acclimated. Like this, I believe this is the palm reader, but this is like the next step. Like, people, you start getting used to using your palm. Like, everything is gradualism. So they can't just bring it out of the blue. Then people will most likely reject the CHIP inside of them. So they do things like palm scanners, tap your card, tap your phone. Next thing you know, you're going to be putting up your hands right next to the scanner, but except it won't be scanning your palm. It's going to be scanning the CHIP inside of you. You see how this guy's doing him? He's paying for something, or whatever it is that he's doing. He's putting his hand up next to the scanner. And you see on the left, that's the CHIP that he has inside of his hand. And from what I understand, they're gonna put it in between that area of skin in between your thumb and your pointer finger, which there's plenty of room in there. And your body heat is what's gonna keep this thing charged. You see how the waiter is holding up the scanner to his hand, because he has something in his hand. This is what they're trying to do. This is what they're going to do. And they're going to fool, man. Most people are going to take this thing. If you don't have the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, covering you, chances are you're going to take it, or you're going to starve to death, because that's how they're going to get most people. Like, even if you resist, all they're going to do is just wait for you to start going hungry. Most people, like, after a week, most people can't go 4 hours without eating something. So they're going to be like, oh man, screw it, I can't do this, I'm going to go get this thing, I got to eat. When they hear their baby or whatever crying because they can't get any food, that's what's going to get a lot of people. But most people, they're sheeple. They're going to go line up right away, because they don't want their lives to be, they want to try and get their lives back to normal. If you call this normal, this place has never been normal, but, Some people just want to save whatever it is, whatever the normalcy that they think they have. You know, what's that scene out of the Matrix where Morpheus was like, people will fight hopelessly to save the system that's oppressing them, or something like that, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so you got the MARK, on the right hand or on their forehead. So a lot of brothers will go into like the CHIP in your brain. I've seen where they actually slide the CHIP in between your eyes, like that little area of skin, like right, above your nose, in between your eyes. There's like a little soft area where something can be inserted, which apparently is a good area to keep this thing charged as well. And of course, they got the ones that go in different parts of your brain for those who are paralyzed or whatever. And this is part of the great wonders, like the great deceptions. Like it's almost like gonna be miracles, but on the left hand side. You're gonna see people like suddenly get up and walk, or be able to see again, whatever it is that they do. That's also gonna trick a lot of people, like, oh man, this must be great. This guy has, he's been paralyzed his whole life or something like that, and suddenly he can walk. So it's gonna seem like a good thing, but you can't let that deceive you. And this is what it looks like up close. It's pretty much a digital device, which has been around for a while, actually. They're just wanting to put it in you now. And of course, there you go. It's going to go, see that little area I was talking about? And they try and make it sound like it's all convenient. Oh, you can open up your doors and buy something out of the snack machine. As if it's a big problem now. Like, yeah, like it's a big deal to take out a debit card. It's just stuff like that. I actually had a dream that they started having infomercials on this thing. The shit was so corny. Like, I was like, come down and get your CAIP right away. And of course, you have people, Bob, he is a real person, not a salesman at all. I got my CHIP. My life is great now. You brothers know how those infomercials are. I don't know how I live my life without it. And there goes an x-ray. So yeah, man, you're just pretty much, people will put up, and of course, all your banking information, everything about you is in this thing. So they're going to tell you, oh, you don't need anything. You don't need your wallet. You don't need to bring anything with you. Just put your hand up to the scanner and it takes the money right out. Let me go ahead. I just want to play this real quick.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor.
Let me just stop it right there. There's going to come a point where it will be voluntary at first, but then it's going to be like mandatory. Those who don't take it, you're going to be the weird ones. You're going to be the outcasts. And people will start looking for you. You're going to be taken to places. You know what I'm talking about. You will be killed if you refuse.
Poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
There you have it. I like letting this app read it. Sounds a lot better. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, I've had other videos on Odyssey, but it's crazy. Now they're starting to charge. They're starting to charge for me to use Odyssey now. I gotta look into it a little deeper, but I can't upload like I used to, so we'll see. We'll see if I move somewhere else. Pretty soon they're just gonna take down the internet altogether, so just want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom, brothers.